Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for sticking to my channel. In today's tutorial, you will learn how to make this continuous cap sleeve dress. It has a 360-degree flare. It also has a beautiful design on the body, and it has a zip at the back. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Here I have my basic body measurement, the shoulder line, the bust point and the waistline. Next thing to do is to extend the shoulder line by 3 inches. Don't forget, this dress is a cut together cap sleeve. That is what I'm going to be doing right here. So after extending the line, I am going to mark out 3 inches. On that 3 inches spot, I am going to come down by 1 inch. I will use my curve ruler to extend it back to the shoulder line. The next thing to do, I'll be marking by nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4 inches. I will mark it on the bust point and on the waistline, just like this. Then I will connect the point with a straight line. After that is done, I will be taking my bust measurement. Then I will also be taking my waist measurement. Then I'll be adding the dart allowance. My dart allowance is 1.5. Then I'll connect the point together like this. From the bust point, I'll come down by 1 inch. On the dart line, I'll be marking 0.75 on each side, which makes it 1.5. Then I will connect it to the 1 inch I came down with. For you to understand this better, I'll be marking my armhole, so I'll try and get the midpoint of the line. Then I'll come in by 0.5 inches and I'll connect the lines. Then I'll also draw my armhole curve like this. For this dress, we are going to be having a new armhole. That means we won't be using the previous one I marked out. So I'm going to be coming down here by 0.75. This is to prevent the armhole from being tight when I try to lift my hand. I'll be creating a curve, connecting it back to the extended shoulder line. This is our new armhole. The next thing to do is to mark out the neckline. The width of the neckline is 3 inches, while the depth of the front neckline is 3 inches. So I'm going to be creating a curve just like this. The next thing to do is to cut out the pattern. I am going to be marking my bust dart right here. The difference between my front and my back bodies is 1.5. So that is what I'm marking out here. We are done with the front pattern. The next thing to do is to draft the back pattern. I have my back pattern right here. That is a zip allowance. My zip allowance is 1 inch. We have the shoulder line, the bust line and the waistline. I'm going to be marking my nipple to nipple measurements, which is 4 inches. I'm going to mark it on the waistline also. Then I'll connect it with a straight line, just like this. For the back dart, I am going to be using 1 inch. So I'll mark 0.5 inch on each side of the dart, just like this. Then I'll connect it straight to the bust line. I will go ahead and mark my bust measurements. I will also go ahead and mark my waist measurements. I will add the 1 inch dart that I marked earlier. To prevent bulging at the zip area, I'll be coming in by 0.5 inches at the waist, then I'll connect it back to the zip line, just the way I'm doing it right here. I'll be adding the 0.5 inch that I took at the back. I'll be adding it on the waistline. The next thing to do is to extend the shoulder line just like I did in front. So I'm extending the shoulder line by 3 inches. I'm coming down by 1 inch. Then I'll also be connecting it with a curve ruler just like this. This curve ruler is to create a curve at that shoulder line. I'll be coming down by 0.75 just like I did in front. Then I'll be creating a new armhole just like this. The next thing to do is to mark out the neckline. The width of the neckline is 3 inches and the depth is 1.5 inches. So I'll be creating a curve like this. We are done drafting the back pattern. So the next thing to do is to cut out the pattern. So we have the front and the back pattern ready. So I'm going to be cross-checking the shoulder line to be sure they are the same. Can you see they are the same? It's very important for it to be the same thing. So make sure you cross-check yours also. It's time to cut it out on the fabric. So the fabric I'll be using is a crepe fabric. I have gone ahead to cut it out on the fabric. I added 1.5 inches as sewing allowance for the sides of the dress, and I also added 0.5 inches at the waistline for the joining of the upper part to the lower part. I also notched the dart line on the fabric so it will be easy for me to sew. Then I did the same for the bust darts. The next thing to do is to cut out the down part of the dress, which is a flare, and I'll be cutting out 360 flare. I folded the fabric into 4 to get a 360 degree flare. To get the waist circumference, I'll be adding 1 inch to my waist measurement. That 1 inch serves as a zip allowance. Then I'll divide it by 6.28. Whatever I get, I'm going to be marking it right here. I will place the tape measure at the sharp edge of the folded fabric. Then I'll mark the circumference just the way I'm doing it here. To get the length of the flare, I subtracted the upper bodice from the full length. My full length is 38 inches. My upper bodice is 16.5. I subtracted 16.5 from 38 inches, which gives me 21.5 inches. I added 1 inch sewing allowance, which is 22.5. I added what I got at my circumference to the 22.5 inches, which gives me 28 inches. That is what I'm marking right here. I place the tape measure at the corner of the folded fabric, then I'm marking the 28 inches. As you can see the way I'm doing right here. So you also mark yours like this. After marking, the next thing to do is to cut it out. This is the lower part of the dress, so I'm going to be opening one part of the flare because of the zip. I have gone ahead to cut out the facing for the front and also for the back. I'm going to be using the facing to turn the neckline and also for the armhole area. Right here, I have gone ahead to use the facing to turn the neck and also for the armhole, and I've also sewn the darts for the side darts and also for the waist darts for the front and for the back. The next thing to do is to join the shoulder line. Place one of the back piece on the front piece like this. I'll dip my hand inside the facing to pull the front piece to turn it in like this. I will arrange it neatly, then I'll be going to the sewing machine and sew it down. I will do the same for the other side also. After that is done, the next thing is to join the front piece and the back piece at the side, just the way I'm showing you. So right here, I have gone ahead to join the front piece and the back piece together. The next thing to do is to design the front piece. I have gone ahead to mark desired design on my clothes with a pencil. You might not be able to see it from the camera, so I'll be using my bias for the design. So for the design, you can be creative with it. You can create any design of your choice, so it doesn't have to be the one I created. So right here, I am done designing the upper parts of the dress. So I'm going to be joining the upper parts to the lower parts of the dress, just like this. I will make sure I align them properly before sewing. So when I'm done, I'm going to be designing the lower part of the dress also. For the lower part of the dress, I decided to use a chalk to create my design so that I can see it clearly. It was really hard to see with the pencil. As I said earlier, you can be creative with this. You can create any design of your choice. So right here, I'm marking out more designs on the dress. So when I'm done, I'm going to be using my bias to bring out the design. You are going to be folding your bias this way, and you're going to place it on that marked pattern that you've drawn. Then you are going to start sewing it down. You have to be very careful while sewing. You have to be very patient. You don't need to rush it. Be very patient while sewing, and also very careful. So right here, I'm done designing the dress. I have also attached my zipper to the back of the dress. Then I have also hemmed the lower part of the dress. Thank you so much for watching to the end. See you in my next tutorial. Bye bye.